is more ridiculously Canadian than becoming a Canadian citizen? On Canada Day, more than usual people become Canadian citizens. So today, I thought I'd try my hand at the Canadian citizenship test. Let's see how I do.
What are the three main groups of Aboriginal peoples? Acadians, Métis, and First Nations. French, English, and First Nations. First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. Early settlers, Métis, and Inuit.
C.
Who was John Buchanan? A popular Governor General of Canada, a famous Canadian general, a victorious Canadian Army general, or one of the fathers of Confederation.
D.
When did the House of Commons recognize that the Quebecois form a nation within a united Canada? 2006, 2001, 1986, or 1972?
2001.
Who is Marjorie Turner Bailey? An Olympian and descendant of Black Loyalists, a famous Canadian settler, the first woman to become Prime Minister, or the first Canadian female athlete?
B.
When did English settlement begin in Canada? 1510, 1497, 1610, 1720?
1720.
Who established the first European settlements? The English, the Irish, the French, or the Spanish?
The French.
Who passed the Quebec Act of 1774? The Canadian Parliament, the British Parliament, the Quebec Parliament, or the French majority?
I will go with D.
Which act granted to the Canadas for the first time legislative assemblies elected by the people? The Freedom Act, the Constitution Act, the Legislative Act, or the Confederation Act?
D.
Who was Lieutenant Colonel John Graves Simcoe? See Upper Canada's first Lieutenant Governor and founder of the City of Toronto. Was he Lower Canada's first Lieutenant Governor and founder of the City of Toronto? Or Lower Canada's first Lieutenant Governor and the founder of the City of Ottawa? Or the leader of the Loyalists?
D.
When did British Parliament abolish slavery throughout the Empire? 1833, 1807, 1853, or 1793?
I want to say 1807.
Name three fathers of Confederation. Sir Etienne Pascal Toc, Sir George Etienne Cartier, and Sir John A. Macdonald, or La Fontaine, Robert Baldwin, and Joseph Howe, Joseph Brant, Joseph Howe, and James Macdonald, Joseph Howe, Robert La Fontaine, and Sir Etienne Pascal Toc.
B.
Which phrase embodied the vision for the Dominion of Canada? O Canada, my home and native land. Dominion, from sea to sea and from river to the ends of the earth. Dominion, from ocean to ocean. Or the land of the free and strong.
A.
Whose portrait is on the Canadian $10 bill? Sir George Etienne Cartier, Sir Louis Lafontaine, Sir Etienne Pascal Toc, or Sir John A. Macdonald?
D.
What made it possible for immigrants to settle in Western Canada? The completion of the Port of Vancouver, the completion of the Canada National Railway, the giving of free land to new settlers, or the completion of the Canadian Pacific Railway.
Which one is the Port of Vancouver?
A.
A.
When were the Canada and Quebec pension plans devised? 1940, 1927, 1965,
Who needs to know that?
or 1970?
Sorry, I was talking over you. What? Can you say them again?
1940, 1927, 1965, or 1970?
Pension plans. The one in the 20s.
What is La Francophonie? A region in Quebec, a French music instrument, an international association of French-speaking countries, or a French music festival?
C.
Why is Terry Fox a Canadian national hero? He inspired people to contribute money for cancer research. He became the first elected president of Canada. He was the greatest hockey player of all time. Or he united Canada in the 19th century.
What was the first one?
He inspired people to contribute money for cancer research.
A.
What are the responsibilities of the federal government? Matters of national and international concern. Just matters of national concern. Just matters of international concern. Or matters of provincial concern.
A.
Who has the right to vote in a federal election? A Canadian citizen at least 18 years old on voting day and on the voters list. An adult Canadian citizen. Adult Canadian citizens and permanent residents. Or just Canadian citizens on the voters list.
What was A?
A Canadian citizen at least 18 years old on voting day and on the voters list.
A.
Where do the majority of Canadians live? In rural areas, in small towns, in cities, or along the East Coast?
C. From sea to shining sea.
Let's see what you got. Out of 20, you failed. Your score 40%. 8 correct answers out of 20.
Oh!
The official test has a pass mark of 75%.
Oh, no. What did you get again, babe?
50%.
Oh.
I also failed.
Oh, Canada. Like, follow, and subscribe. You know the drill. Even if it gets a bit sticky, stick around for more ridiculously Canadian content. Ayy!